I've spent a lot of time in regional towns this last week or so. Oh, yeah? And wherever, very small regional towns.
A lot of small regional towns.
I'm talking like sometimes 20, 30 people.
Oh, yeah.
And wherever we went, it was always extremely obvious to the locals that we were from out of town. And I think I figured out the one consistent factor of why they knew we weren't from their town.
Which one was it?
We looked happy to be there.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hello, friends, and hello, foes, and welcome to this weird-ass episode of The Comedians.
Weird, because we started again.
No, we didn't.
No, we did. It's the first time we've done this, yes.
My name is Josh. This is the podcast we tried to do when we were 30 years old, but here we are now, giving it a red hot go. It's not 9, it's not 10.
I like that
better,
doesn't matter.
Yeah. Join with me today is the cooker to my rice. It's Jono.
If you don't have a rice cooker, you don't have an efficient kitchen.
Don't cook rice without a rice cooker.
No.
I'm talking to you 54-year-old mums.
We didn't have a rice cooker where we went. We had to cook rice in the oven.
I'm sure we'll get into that.
Rice. We'll get into that. We'll get into
this episode,
what are we going to start with?
We're starting because I have got a wonderful little story about how I went to the Melbourne show.
I saw it on the B-reel. That's how I knew you were at the show.
Well, we'll talk about the B-reel as well.
Took a long time to figure out where we were. But as I alluded to slightly earlier, actually no, that was just a conversation between you and I.
Last episode as well.
Oh yeah, last episode.
Yeah,
that's
that was
right.
also
not
a conversation.
The cold open. They don't.
There wasn't
no. I went to a regional South Australian town called Pekina, so it's going to be a two-parter. But
that's everything you're doing this episode.
But yeah, the first.
I'm here to listen because I didn't know anything.
No, I'm here to tell you. The first part is a story I want to tell you about getting across the border.
Okay,
and then we'll delve deeper into some fantastic stories.
Lovely. While you were gone, Jono, I got busted.
You got busted.
I got busted.
Was it the tax people?
No, it was the tax people.
Yeah.
Again, alluding to nothing that happened before this.
Well, that's right. That was a cold open that we cut out.
No
I said
way.
We're going to get raided by the
He's
tax
razzing
people.
me because I fucked up the first intro.
Hey, if you give it out, you got to take it back.
Yeah,
you know
well,
what
it's
I
true,
mean?
isn't it?
I think we dive into the first slide.
You don't think so? Look,
I think I'm taking over the next week.
No, could it be?
One week sin bin. One week sin bin.
No way. No way.
Next slide?
Yeah. Jono,
yes.
When you went off to the fuck off in the desert.
To the desert.
Drink some beers.
Yep.
Not run a half marathon.
Red cordials. Lipton iced tea.
Sorry. Fire waters.
Yeah.
Not run a half marathon.
Yeah. No, I didn't do that.
You basically
when I woke up the day
you left as well.
When I woke up the day of the half marathon, I was very glad I wasn't running a half marathon. But what happened to you?
Jono, I thought I'd take some time.
It's a good idea to take your time.
Just to yourself.
Yeah. It's important.
I went to the show.
Self-love.
The Melbourne show.
When was the last time you went to the show? Because I think it would have been primary school for me.
I think I went before the pandemic.
Yep.
And I probably went with some group of friends.
Yep.
I don't remember what I did there.
No, I have no memory of what is actually on at the show.
But
I know there's cows because that's where we did the exams for RMIT in the cow shed.
The cow shed.
Yeah.
That's where some people may have gotten their vaccination. That was what I felt weird about.
That's right.
Yeah, so I went to the show. The first thing that hit me, and this was going to be a reviewing you, but I don't think it needs to be a reviewing you.
Just a gossip.
Just a bit of a gossip. A couple of big things that happened at the show. There's only ever two good things that happen at the show.
Oh, if that.
Here's the thing. You've got to be in the right place at the right time for them.
Yep.
And other than that, if you're a kid, though, everything's amazing.
Yeah, 100%. Because you thrive off overstimulation when you're a kid.
And I tell you what I learned going in there as an adult who honestly gets distracted by too much stimulation.
Yeah.
It was overstimulating as hell.
I definitely wasn't watching a video about autism in adults before this, but anyway.
Let's not talk about what I may or may not be diagnosed with, which I'm actually undiagnosed. Let's be honest.
Yes.
But anyway,
what happened at the show?
I found myself at the show. I was there with a mate for a little bit, then I ended up having some time just to walk by myself.
Just grooving around?
Being the where we're from, the place I ended up leading a lot of was the area where there was a lot of homegrown produce and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. I don't remember that being part of the show.
That's the nice part of the show.
The only relaxed
part of
part of the whole thing.
There's a bunch of farmers There's like a bunch of like guys going, yeah. So this is bee wax. You put it on your
toe, and it will grow a third toe for you.
Yeah, and you got
the more toes, the better.
You walk past different stalls, you'll see like one that's like honey.
Yeah.
And another, which is another different honey.
Oh.
Then there's alcohol of different kinds.
Was it artisan honey?
Artisan honey.
Yeah, artisan. You can add $6. Manuka honey. That's in New Zealand.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it is. You got all the different
type
kinds
of New Zealand bee, I think.
I think I got to point out a couple things that I think I found weird about the show. Because where are people watching kind of show?
Oh, we are. It's called observational comedy, but that's not what's happening.
No. But there's always like a thing there's always an unspoken thing in the show, which everyone ends up getting.
Yep.
And I think because a lot of people are getting, everyone who comes to the show ends up getting that same thing.
I think I'm following.
So like I remember years ago, whenever I went, there was like these like balls that were on a string. Was it like a plastic bouncy ball?
It's like
so you throw it and it bounces and it would come back to your hand.
Yeah, I think I have one of them at my parents' house. Yeah,
even though it was exactly what you think it is, which
I
is
remember
bouncy ball.
Slinkies being a big one.
Slinky was a big one back in the old days.
Yeah,
that's a slipping through my fingers style.
Oh,
thing.
True. That's a great idea.
But the thing that was this show, and it was so weird. It was like cowboy hats with little fluffy bits.
Oh, like, I know the ones you're talking about.
They look like something you'd see at like a hen's night.
Yeah. I was going to say like stripper hats.
Stripper hats. Yeah. But every single person was wearing them. I don't know why.
What do you mean? Like even adults?
Yeah. adult men and women were
just walking
wearing
around
these
with
hats.
Fluffy cowboy hats.
Maybe you had to do something with how just freaking hot it was there and how sweaty it gets.
It was a warm day. It was a warm day, that's for sure.
Let's
I think it was the warmest day that Melbourne's actually had since last January or whatever. Yeah.
Let's talk about.
Were they selling them? The hats?
Yeah. No, you had to buy them.
That's so weird. I thought maybe they just by coincidence everyone had worn their fluffy cowboy hat.
I got a few other points.
Yep.
Second thing. Let's talk about the B-reel that I sent you.
Yep.
Have we talked about what the hell a B-reel is?
Yeah, well, a B-reel. Okay, this is my 30-second explanation of what a B-reel is. You know what your Snapchat is.
Yes.
You send your mates a photo whenever you want.
Yes.
But imagine you can only send one Snapchat per day, and everybody has the same 2-minute period. I'm going to cough.
And everyone can see
to do it in that 2 minutes, and that's it.
And everyone can see it.
Yep.
But as soon as you move past that day, no one can see it.
No one can see it anymore. Only lasts until the next notification.
To the next notification, for sure.
And everyone gets it at the same time.
Everyone gets it at the same time.
Yep.
Sometimes a bit squirrely, but we don't talk about that.
It's the worst developed app
I found myself sitting by the main stage. So there's there's a lot of different little areas, lots of pavilions.
Yep.
Does anyone know what a pavilion really is?
It's kind of
a fake
like
name that rich people made up, isn't it?
Because a pavilion, it's not anything, is it?
No.
It's like it's a marquee, but a bigger one.
No, but it's a big it's like permanent marquee.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fake.
It's more round than a marquee.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's got a little erection in the top of it.
But it's a bit too rich for what is a barn? It's a rich barn.
Yeah, a rich barn
is what a pavilion is.
It's semi-permanent.
I'm sitting in these sections where people are sitting. There's a big stage further than you want to be from the thing, but it's in the shade, and I didn't want to be sitting around the heat.
Yep.
And the big thing I was waiting for was a magician show.
Oh God!
Because that's the thing that obviously you go wait for.
Of course.
Yeah, that was a nice thing. It was honestly a little underwhelming. Let's be honest.
They always are.
They always are,
especially when you realize that it's not actually magic.
I don't know.
Because you have that moment where you go, whoa, and then you're like, hang on a minute.
The guy cut a kid in half.
Did he really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, great.
Let's not talk.
Don't have any idea how he would have done that.
No idea. But I was waiting around, and there was a Blue's Clues.
Yeah, see, I saw this on the B-reel in the back of a car, and me and the two guys I was with spent a good 20 minutes trying to figure out what on earth.
I'm glad to have provided you with some kind of discussion topic. Yeah.
We had a lot of time to figure out stuff. So.
I got something I wanted to also just run by you. This is a splatter shot of a.
That's all right.
Of a segment.
That's what we like.
But here it is. Okay, I'm going to ask you something. Is this still
show related?
This is show related.
Okay, good.
But what I want you to do is I want you to judge me if I'm in the wrong here.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm lining up for food. It's lunchtime.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you want? One of those corn things? Oh, paella.
It's paella.
Seafood paella.
It was chicken paella.
Oh. It was even better, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I usually like a little prawny boys in it, but it's chicken.
Yeah, chicken.
Chicken. Got up to the line. There's one person in front of me.
Yep.
I walk up.
You king hit him. Bad idea.
Get out of my way. Get out of my way. I want my paella. There are these big people with these big fuck off pans in the side going, like shoveling paella into these these recyclable containers. And I'm going, so I'll get one of those. They go, great. They hand me a chip. They don't say anything about paying yet. I have my headphone. I have one headphone on like this. So I can
instantly,
hear outside.
as someone who worked in hospitality, yes, you are the asshole. No headphones, please. If you're talking.
Okay, but here's the thing, right. And they shuffle me off. I haven't paid.
So you got your food, and then they're like, "Thanks, have a good day."
They didn't. I haven't got my food yet. They go to the side. They gave me the chip. And they're like,
what's a chip, by the way?
It was literally like a poker chip.
Oh, like a token.
And I guess the idea was like, this is for whatever payout you're getting. Go to the side. They push me across before I pay. And then I give the chip. They give me the paella. And then they shuffle me away. And at no point did they tell me to pay for it.
Did they ask for money?
Am I the bad person?
No, I don't think so. They fucked it.
They screwed the system up.
They've given you the chip.
They didn't yell up after me. I was sitting there like standing there for a second going, and now look, I'm not going to make a big noise about it.
No, you got a free payout. I mean,
allegedly, I might have gotten a free payout out of this. But
no, I honestly think you're okay in that situation because they've given you the chip, which first of all is a strange thing to happen.
It's weird.
Anyway, so you're already thrown off.
They gave me a chip.
They haven't asked for payment, and they've told you where to go. They haven't explained the system.
Right.
There's no sign or anything
There's no sign
saying what's happening.
where to pay. I was confused.
And I mean, you were telling me you tried very, very, very hard to get them to take your money.
I think I was like
and they
flustered.
said, nah, don't worry about it. I'm just covering your ass, by the way.
Well, I got the poker chip. I'm flustered. I'm in the right here. No one can tell me bad thing. I'm gonna get yelled at by King Mike and the messages. Oh, you should have done this. And I'm like, well, anyway.
Look, no, I give that one a slide. The payout guy made a mistake. And we're all better for it.
Next slide.
Let's do it. So if anyone has ever driven to New South Wales...
Never.
They'll know,
I have,
You'll know that fruit flies is kind of a thing. And
I saw this on Gardening Australia.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, they talked about it. Sorry, go ahead.
So, essentially in summary, you can't take fruit... I think maybe even vegetables as well, certain vegetables into New South Wales because Victoria is a cesspool and no one wants our bugs that stick in our fruit and whatnot.
Which is, I assume, is the same with South Australia to some degree as well.
So we weren't going into New South Wales, but we're staying in Mildura. This is the first night of our trip. So you know what? It's probably okay if we have fruit and stuff because we're on the border, but it'll be fine. And then going into South Australia, we'll just be super careful. We won't take anything, like any fruit, veg, produce, whatever. We'll make sure we're all good. But on the first day, we're about 40 k's out of Mildura, and we start seeing signs: fruit fly exclusion zone, blah blah blah. Coming
They hate the fruit flies.
They hate the fruit flies, and we're like, oh, maybe it's okay. Like we've got a bunch of stuff that we're going to have like for breakfast, in the afternoon and stuff. And we're like, it's
when you have breakfast in the afternoon.
And the afternoon.
And the afternoon. Sorry, go ahead.
So we're like, oh yeah, it'll be all right. It'll probably just be like warning us about the New South Wales border. Turns out, no, 35 k's from Mildura. Now is the border.
Really?
So we're literally one of the
first. Is that a COVID thing?
First thing, no, it's fruit flies. It's fruit flies because they I think it's to prevent people sneaking them through or whatever. But there's a great picture when my camera gets developed, but we're on the side of the road smashing bananas. Like I was double parking a banana and an apple. I think Rolsey had like 3 or 4 bananas. Because there's this big bin that you have to throw everything in. And we're like, well, we haven't eaten anything.
Who's the people that try to, they got some guy going, all right, guys, we've got a punnet of apples here. We've got to get into New South Wales without them telling us. We got to throw out friggin' apples in the bin.
It's awful. It's a sad thing to do, but we're not going to let the man win.
No.
So we're sitting next to this.
You're shoveling down fruit like
absolutely
like nobody's
getting our vitamins down, just like good boys.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
Good young men getting. Anyway,
you don't want to go to the doctor.
Yeah, exactly. A banana. Imagine if an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
What 10 apples?
10 apples in 15 minutes will do.
I think it'll make you want to go to the doctor.
Give you a sugar rush and a half. I'll tell you that much. But my potassium levels never been so high.
Some would argue maybe supernaturally high.
I was yellow by the end of it.
Jeez.
But God, we've both been chain smoking. Anyway,
we've both got the coughs.
Yeah, the cough. Anyway, next day. We've got no fruit or veg anymore. We're like, all good. We drive into South Australia, cross the border in the South Australian desert, essentially. Welcome to South Australia. We're like, amazing. No checkpoints or whatever. We're all good.
Right.
Because there's always that little bit of fear in you.
Wait, can I ask, when you went to the flute with the exclusion zone, were there people like rifling through bags and stuff?
Well, my friend, this is where I'm getting to.
Right.
So we're feeling good, but there's that little bit that's in the back of your mind that's going, I don't think we have anything if they were to stop us at the South Australian border, but maybe we do. Maybe we have like 15 kilograms of bananas in a bag that we forgot about.
This is like the border security thing.
Yep. So
where they go,
that's right. That's right.
And you go,
what if we'd been Schapelle Corby-ed with bananas? What if we were? But anyway, we drive across the border and there's nothing. So we're like, oh, we're laughing. We're all good.
Easy.
No, nothing to worry about. And then about 3 Ks in, we see a checkpoint. And it looks like it's pretty much just for trucks.
Right.
And there's a sign saying all trucks must pull through or whatever.
Right.
And there's other cars that are just zooming
through.
But then there's old mate, and we're going to call him Bill. Because Bill's about a 65-year-old South Australian police officer, right? And he takes pride in that checkpoint. And he's watching these cars go past, and then he sees us. And we're in a big Isuzu truck, right? Just packed to the roof and the windows, even in the back seat, just with stuff, because we're camping for 6 days.
Yep.
And Bill doesn't like that. Bill smells a rat when he sees it. He smells an apricot.
Bill knows.
So I'm driving at this point. He pulls me over, mate. He does the wind down your window. So I wind down. He's like,
he saunter up. He
does the swagger. He does the swagger.
He does a little sloopy doop of his little stick.
That's right. And he comes up and he goes, "Oh, g'day, butter. How you going?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, not too bad, not too bad." And he's like, "You got any fruit on you?" And I'm like, this is the easiest thing ever. If we were carrying bananas, we just say, nah. And he goes, all right, off you go, whatever. Yep. But we're like, no, we don't have any fruit.
We just shoveled like 10 pounds of it down.
Yeah, mate, you should have seen us the other day. We were just smashing it. But he's like, I'm like, oh, we've got dried fruit. He's like, that's fine, dried fruit. It's all good or whatever. And he's like, all right, can you just open up the glove box? So open it up. He checks it. He's like, oh, all good. Can you open up the glove box?
Oh, yeah.
The console, all that. All good.
Yep.
And then he's like, all right, I'll just have to check some of the bags. I'm like, no dramas. And then he opens the boot and he's like, all right, this is going to take a while. So we have to pull off into this zone. And his mate is like, oh, have you got something? And he's like, no, it's just going to take ages. And we have to, some of the bags he didn't check, like the clothes bags and stuff. But we had, because we were cooking for 100 people, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
We had like 3 or 4 tubs of food. And then we also had 2 like 20-litre tubs of water and stuff because we're camping. So, yeah, we had to pull all of that out one by one.
Because who knows if you've got apples bobbing in those 20-litre tubs of water.
Because he's like, oh, can you open that esky for me? I'm like, oh, it's just water. He's like, yep, still need you to open. I'm like, fair enough.
Right, got to check.
Of water, but
got to check.
You can never be too careful.
Someone come back, was bobbing like 20 apples in that fucking...
And he thought it was a good idea, but I'm Bill. I'm Bill and I got it.
Bill. I'm the one that finds out. I'm the one that knocks.
Yeah. But anyway, end of the day, we're all good. He checks it. All good. And then we get to the final one.
Yeah.
And that's all the spices, right?
Right.
And Sheldon, who's sort of leading our chef operation.
His name was Mr. Chef, as established.
I've passed it.
You passed
it through the jury.
Passed it through the jury. Sheldon, the newest addition to the podcast.
Team. He was getting worried because we had curry leaves.
Yeah.
But he was all right with that. But we also had 3 kilograms of curry paste.
Oh,
and we were very, very worried about that because that looks suspicious as all hell. Who knows what's in that, right? It's not even in the container.
There could be fucking bananas in there.
Right. Sheldon had made it, and it was just kind of in a plastic bag. It kind of looked like bolognese. So it could have had carrots or peas in it or whatever. Like, who knows? And we're like, if he takes this, who cares about the fine? We're going to not have anything to cook for like 100 people. I'm like, if he's like, at this point, if he's like, oh, sorry, boys, you can't take that through, I'll be like, how much of a bribe will it take for you to take this curry paste and go, no, all good. But at the end of the day, we're all good. We had all our curry paste. We didn't have any fruits and vegetables.
Well, that's good to know.
And we drove off.
There were no worms in your curry
another
paste?
shithole in South Australia. No worms. There may have been fruit flies, but we won't worry about that.
Sure.
Next slide. Whoa! It's that time of the month.
Last time on the podcast.
Yes.
At this time.
Yep.
We gave ourselves a minute to do the
and
mid-roll.
that was too easy.
That was too easy.
I tell you what we're going to do now.
30 seconds.
Hey, Google, set a timer for 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds.
All right, Joshua, what do the people have to do?
If you love the podcast, you could go to
even if you don't
Spotify,
love it, to be honest.
5 stars.
Yep.
iTunes.
I won't tell anyone.
I don't know if you just heard that, but Google said if something happens, she won't tell
I didn't hear
anyone.
what you said.
I don't know
30
either.
seconds. You 5-star us on iTunes and Spotify. It
Yep.
genuinely
What else
helps
do you
us
do
with
when
the
you're on
podcast.
iTunes? What else do you do when
You
you're on
give
iTunes?
us a comment.
Please
give
do.
us a comment. We'll find you. We'll give you fruit.
Also, another thing, we'll give you fruit fly infection. Another thing, subscribe on Apple and Spotify. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Well,
We'll see you
what?
on the next
See you
slide.
next slide. Last segment, Jono.
Yes.
You got pulled over in a car.
I did. By
This
Bill.
segment, I got pulled over as a human.
Oh no. This has never happened to me.
I got stitched up, and I've never happened to me. I was so nervous.
Walk us through. Walk us
Okay.
through from the beginning.
Here's the thing.
What did
Here's
you
the
have for
thing.
breakfast?
Well, I don't eat breakfast.
What do I?
I was coming home from work,
Yep.
and
Sunny day, rainy day.
As you know, last segment we had not last one. When did we last talk to King Mike? That was the
Couple episodes ago.
Who knows? We don't even.
4 episodes ago.
He talked about how he uses to evade the PT officers.
Not to evade, just to make sure he reduces the risk of
And I felt so smug because
you had that knowledge.
I assumed.
Yep.
I had an adult Mikey.
Yes.
Because I knew I needed one when I stopped going to uni and all that, right?
Yep.
Turns out, Google lied to me. Here's the
Right.
thing.
So you've been using
honestly, I'm
a
calling Mike
concession
out.
Mikey.
I'm
Yep.
calling Mike out because
Yep.
every time we go to, I've been having this talk. I've been talking this game about like how I've been wanting to move to a different kind of phone. I've been having an Android.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. The point I'm trying to make is the difference between Android and Apple.
You can have Mikey on
Mikey
Android.
your Android.
Yep.
You can't have another. This is your.
Correct.
It's like the ticket you used to get on buses
Yep.
and trams
Yep.
and trains. This is for people who don't know this.
Correct.
I don't know why I'm explaining it.
I like to be explained to.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And I'm in Southern Cross, which is a huge train station.
The biggest clusterfuck you've ever seen in your life.
Crazy huge train station.
Yep.
And I was going up the elevators.
Yep.
Getting ready to get
escalators,
going.
in fact.
Escalators.
Yep.
Oh, there are elevators, but I didn't go up those.
I
went up the
wouldn't go in
escalators.
one of them.
They're
it would
weird.
stop. It would break
They're
down.
weird,
Yeah.
aren't they? I don't like them.
The escalators, they're
The
terrifying.
escalators. I love the
They're
escalators.
just filled with people if it's
Oh.
like after work. Yeah.
For sure. Going up the escalators.
Yeah.
Exiting on Burke Street side.
Yep.
For those who know it,
Yep.
there you
Yep.
go. Exiting, there are some people there. I'm used to this.
People as in
There are PT
Inspectors?
officers, inspectors there.
Yep.
I'm used to this. It's not always good.
happens
You'll show them
probably
they'll
50
beep
times
it,
a year.
They'll
Yep.
go.
Yep.
It's happened to me multiple times over the course of
Yep.
being on trams as a person.
Yep.
It happens to me probably every second week, probably.
I'd say it's
I've
probably
gone
happened to me
trams all the time.
Since starting uni, I'd say at
Never,
least
ever-
200 times.
Never ever
Yep.
have I, and I'll explain to you why I assumed I had an adult Mikey.
Yep.
I've ever for a while have been assumed that I needed. Well, I know you need like
Yeah.
an extra card if you have
Yeah.
a concession.
Yeah.
I always assumed I didn't have. I knew going out of it that I didn't need one.
Yep.
I assumed that I had already
Got an adult one.
Got an
Yep.
adult one.
Yep.
Because Google never told me otherwise.
Yep.
Because when you set up Google, you set up your account for Google, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
But also because whenever you go out, if you get stopped by the inspectors, and if you need a concession card, they will ask for your concession card.
Yep. Yep.
I've been
And the
stopped by
light
inspectors
goes off
multiple
as
times.
well if there's a
Well,
concession
we'll get
card.
to the light. This is the thing I didn't know about the light.
Right. Yeah.
Getting to the concession cards, I had been beat multiple times on train stations. You put your phone there, they check it, they keep going.
They're like, all good.
They've never asked me for a concession card.
Right. Okay. So
On
you've
this
been
day,
stopped before
I've been
with the
stopped
current
multiple times
Mikey.
with the current Mikey that I
Wow.
didn't need to.
That's fantastic.
I left. I got up. I pressed my beep. I didn't see this light that assumed that I now know exists.
Yeah.
I always knew there was a little bulb. I didn't know what
that
the
was
bulb
insider knowledge. I asked one of the ladies, I said, why do I always get checked every single time? She's like, because if you tap, the light goes on, means you got a concession, Mikey. I'm like, oh, easy dinner. But I wouldn't have known if she hadn't have told me.
I get stopped by this person. They go, "Do you know why you've been stopped?" I go, "No,
I was speeding. I mean, what? No."
and they go, "Blah blah 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 blah," and they go, they do that thing where it's clear what that they're getting to something. And And I'm like,
they probably love it.
They go,
they probably get off doing that.
I genuinely. They go, "Do you have any response to this? What's your link?" I go, I was under the pretense. I had no.
I thought I was using an adult. Yeah,
an adult monkey. Now this will result in whatever it results to. I haven't got any updates on this yet.
Yeah.
But
I know people who have been fined for this, so I can give you a little scoop after. Hopefully, you get a warning.
I hope I get a warning.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty.
Did you cry in tears?
No, but I think I was extremely confused.
Yeah,
I think it was completely.
They're probably like, "Oh, poor bloke didn't even know what country you was in."
I was not aware that I even had an adult mind.
Yeah.
I did. Well, yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I think it's a good excuse, to be honest, because
in all of this is what it gets to, right?
Yeah.
You go ahead. So you finish up.
I think it's a good excuse because it's not like you've gone, "Oh yeah, I know it's a concession, but I don't have the card." Blah blah blah. You've gone, "Oh shit, it's a concession. I thought I was using adult." I feel like that's an honest mistake.
So, potentially.
Yeah,
and I also here's it comes down to people particularly King Mike, and I'm calling him out. Because on this topic of me getting a new phone, I've been thinking about it. Wanting to get an iPhone, having an Android. He's every time I bring it up to him, he goes, "You're not going to be able to use the Mikey." Well, guess what, King Mike?
Yeah.
I don't use that Mikey anymore.
Yeah.
I have to use this freaking stupid card.
I moved the iPhone a few months ago.
Doesn't matter. I guess I'm moving anyway.
Yeah, I highly recommend. Welcome to Battery Life.
Thank you.
Now, I went away.
You went away?
And I don't think you'll have any questions for this at all. So
no, I've got nothing to say. End the podcast.
We could just move on. The amount of times we've played that sound effect. But yes, no, I'd say Saturday, the 31st of whatever month it was, September. One of the strangest days. Oh no, 30 days has September. 1st of October, strangest day of my life. Absolutely strangest day of my life. So,
why was that?
Well, a bit of a precursor. The day before, the Friday night when we got there, we did a big cook up for 100 people. And
that was after driving there?
That was after driving.
What day?
We got saved by the half an hour time difference. South Australia is half an hour behind. So we made up some time. We trucked it 6 hours. We got there. We were there for like 15 minutes and then we started cooking.
Yeah.
And it was great because the old people just couldn't believe that 3 young dickwits had cooked dinner for them.
Yes.
They couldn't get it in their minds. Like they were walking through when we were cooking, and we're in a cricket club kitchen, by the way.
Right, yeah.
The oven didn't close, where we were cooking the rice.
Yeah.
So we had 2 chairs stuffed up against the oven, keeping it closed. We had like 5 kilograms of lentils, like I think it was like 20 cans of chickpeas. Like it was crazy. Jeez. It was crazy. The pots we were using, they'd just gone around to like every house in the town and been like, "Yo, do you have any pots that we can borrow?"
You're kidding.
Yeah. We're using a combination of pots from 7 different like locals.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, all the old people walking through like, "Oh, who's cooking dinner?" As we're like chopping up cucumbers and stuff.
Yeah.
We're like us, and they're all like, "Oh, wait, really? Wow, that's very impressive." But then as we were serving it up, right, they were doing that thing that, I'm going to generalize here.
Go for it.
Only the boomers were doing this, right?
Only the boomers.
So it was about, I'd say 40 or so people in their 20s.
Right, yeah,
maybe 45 to 50 people in their like maybe 50s, 60s, 70s, right?
We're talking about like people who are always traveling.
Yeah. They're all like artists and stuff.
Yeah.
One of the guys hosting, he's an artist. He owns the hall in this town because they're just moving around. And we had the 2 pots, and we were going, "Would you like the lentil curry? Would you like the beef rendang?"
Righto. Yeah.
And they don't trust. They don't take that on face value. They need to like take the lid off and stick their face in.
Yeah.
And have a look at what's going on. It's like,
what we got here?
Yeah. What do we got here? And then we had like backup stuff, like backup rice and like the gluten-free option stuff on the sides. And they were just like opening stuff up. "Oh, what about this one? What about this?" I didn't offer it to you.
I think it's because this is
they're hiding the good stuff. Yeah.
But it's also very funny.
Yeah.
Which is, boomers are used to all you can eat.
Yeah, buffets. They love a buffet.
If it's set up like a buffet,
They will
go into buffet mode,
That's right.
which is Open everything.
Just open everything up and be like, oh, what have we got here?
What we got here?
Got to get your eyes 2 centimeters away from the food to really check it out.
Exactly.
But anyway,
for sure.
It went swimmingly. Big success. The hospo blood was
lovely,
coursing through me.
It was almost a hospo tales.
We're almost. There's too much to talk about to be a hospo tale. But yeah, so we literally pulled in at 1:30. We started cooking at 2. I think we left the kitchen at like 9:30 or something.
Jeez,
so we were dead. Hit flat the hay, bang. Woke up at 5:30 the next day, all of us, right?
Yeah.
And when you're in a shithole town and what you're there to do starts at 8 p.m., that's a lot of time to fill in the day. So I'm like, you know what? We're up early. Let's hit the showers. Because there's one shower, right?
Yeah.
For
get in early.
about 80 to 90 people. No one else is going to be up at 5 a.m. They're all staying out at the bonfire, drinking copious amounts of red wine. We'll be all right. But it was a bit tricky to find the shower. Because I asked a guy, my mate who was organising, I'm like, oh, where's the showers? And he's like, oh, yeah, the shower block. It's just out the back of the cricket club, in between the cricket club and the tennis courts. I'm like, perfect.
Makes sense. I
go around the back there. There's only a water tank. I'm like, okay, so this isn't it. Maybe it's behind the tennis courts.
Right.
There's just a shed. And then I found one guy who'd had a shower the night before. He's like, oh, you know that thing that looks like a water tank? That's the showers. So I get there. There was already a little bit of a queue. I talked to this guy. His name was like Aaron or something.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually have a home, but he just travels the country constantly.
Going to these weird...
Legend, right? Yeah.
Weird
this is what he
little,
lives for.
Yeah,
this is the point of his life. Anyway... We go into the shower and it's like, I mean, we didn't, you know, have a shower with multiple people if you want, but that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, that's a thing from Japan. Continue.
Yeah, true.
Onsen.
Yeah, that's definitely not what this water tank was. So it was a concrete water tank.
It was an Australian onsen.
Correct.
Yeah, go ahead.
Concrete water tank. We walk in. I walk in. You have to pay $1 per minute for the water. Right, $1 per minute. So, I put in my $2.
You went for 2 minutes.
I went for 2 minutes. And I'm like, there's a bit of a line. You know, keep the line moving. And I'm just in a water tank. But the weirdest thing about it was there was a toilet in there as well.
Right.
So this water tank is probably about 3 meters by 3 meters, right? And there's just a toilet there that's stinking because someone was taking a shit in it last night. And I'm in this shower. And honestly, the shower was probably below my shoulder height as well.
Yeah.
But honestly, probably the best shower of my life because when there's a queue of 20 people waiting for it, feels great to be in it.
2 minutes. Do you reckon you could have done 1 minute?
Nah. They had to wait at least a little bit. Do you reckon there were people
doing like more than 3 minutes?
Oh, 100%. I thought someone had passed out and died in there. So I reckon they're doing like 5 or 6 minutes.
That's crazy.
But then you also have to get changed as well. Anyway, shower in a water tank in the middle of the desert. Not something I'd ever done before.
For sure.
But at 10:30 was dancing lessons, and it was still about 6 o'clock at this point. So we're like, we'll go for a drive. We'll do something, right?
Yeah, for sure.
There's this local attraction that anyone in the area talks about. Okay. And it's on the tourism brochures, not even the tourism brochures. They just wrote down things to do in Pekina.
People yell at you when you're going down the street.
Yeah, that's right.
They threw eggs with it on the
thing. We got pulled over. Tell me how cool this sounds, right?
Okay, sure.
They're like, this thing. It's called Magnetic Hill.
Oh.
Right? And it's a hill, right? It's going uphill because it's a hill.
Yep,
that's how hills work. It's going up and you park your car on this incline. You turn it off, turn the ignition off, put it in neutral, take your foot off the brake and accelerator, and you roll up the hill.
That's nuts.
I'm like, this is unbelievable.
Shit.
And I'm thinking, it's called Magnetic Hill. I don't know how this works. And I literally saw videos on Google Maps. It looks nuts. People's cars are rolling up. I'm like, maybe the iron and the hill pulls you up. I don't know how it happens. I don't know. It's got to be something like that. We pull up to Magnetic Hill. It's a decline, right? But they've set it up so that if you take a video from a certain perspective, the optical illusion of like the mountains and the road makes it look like the road's going uphill.
Oh.
So there's 3 of us. We didn't realize that to start with. We just get to the point, there's a sign that says, turn your ignition off, put it in neutral, and watch the magic happen. So we're just 3 blokes in a car rolling down a hill. Going, what is the point of this? And I'll throw the video up on the Instagram because it's amazing.
That's so funny.
I took a video, just a normal video, not using perspective or whatever. I just show Rosie rolling down a hill, just like an absolute dickwit. Yeah,
that's such a that's that kind of shit that you hear like American tourists talk about.
100%.
Australians,
but they'd been clever with it. They put like a sculpture of a magnet at the bottom of the hill. So it honestly, if you make yourself believe it, you felt like you were like driving up toward, like you're getting pulled by the magnet. But yeah, that was a waste of time doing that. Anyway, on the way back, we nearly stepped on a brown snake. Never seen a brown snake before, but there we go. That was just a little exciting thing. It's not every day you get to nearly step on Australia's most deadly snake. Yep. But check that off the list.
Don't do that.
But we went to this town called Orroroo. Now, Orroroo has nothing. But they have a cafe. And it's one of those cafes that...
Is it also a post shop?
Oh, mate, it was like a fish and chip shop, the cafe,
the
like
post office.
What do you call it? Knickknacks. Like bakery. Yeah. It was like everything.
It was a general store.
It was run by like one lady whose name was probably Margaret.
I was going to say Sharon.
Yeah, it could have been Sharon as well. She was like this really aggressive woman who just controlled. Like someone's like, oh, can I have sauce? And she's like, nah, you asked me for sauce yesterday and you didn't end up eating it, so I'm not giving you sauce. Yeah. Like, it was that kind of thing. And by some miracle, they had soy milk.
You're kidding.
They've probably never opened it before.
No way.
They probably had to like go and milk the soybeans or something.
You didn't ask them for the soy milk.
Three of us, we asked for soy milk.
What the fuck are you doing?
And I could tell they didn't know what they were doing with soy milk because they did it all individually.
Do you reckon they looked at all of you like...
They probably... Well, we were clearly from out of town, right?
It was one of those moments where I was like, holy shit, someone actually ordered the soy milk.
The soy milk. It
How long have you had it for?
35 years ago.
It's probably not good, but they don't even know that, do they? They're from out of town. They're idiots.
Yeah, they're like, they're probably from the Big Smoke from Adelaide.
From Big Smoke.
Yeah. So we order soy milk, and if you've never made a coffee before, there are two things to know about heating up milk.
Yeah.
Let's start with full cream milk. If you heat it for too long, it burns and it kind of takes away the sweetness, right?
Sure.
Doesn't taste that bad, but it's not sweet anymore because the lactose is burnt. If soy milk and alternative milks have no lactose in them. So what you're burning is the milk itself. So it will taste like ash. If you get it too hot, you burn the milk, which doesn't seem possible. It would taste like ash. She heated that shit up. I'd say 8 seconds is all you need. Probably over 45 seconds, right?
Oh, no.
It was so hot, I couldn't drink it for 15 minutes. I couldn't even have a sip, right? And then we're just drinking. First of all, the small was like bigger than a large in Melbourne, right?
Yes.
And they put sugar in it by default because, of course, they did.
You're not going to have to ask for no sugar. We all have sugar here. Yeah. It's okay to have a bit of sugar.
You got to have a bit of sugar.
They say that on Channel 9
part of
on
a
the
balanced
news.
Balanced diet. So it's the hottest coffee I've ever had in my life. And I also bought a donut for $5.50, which seems way too expensive.
For sure.
I felt like at a country bakehouse it'd be like $1 or whatever.
Yeah, who knows?
But anyway, we didn't drink
it was probably $5.50 for you. It was probably after they...
the soy milk tax.
Soy milk tax.
No, it's 50 cents extra for soy milk, $5 surcharge for every consecutive purchase after that. No, that's actually a really good point. Anyway... We get back to Pekina, which is on a dirt road because of course it's on a dirt road, and it's time for the dance lessons. So I actually forgot about this. I wasn't going to tell this story. Have you ever seen those really big millipedes? They're like 20 centimeters long and like 2 centimeters wide.
Yeah.
We're just standing there. Sheldon gets one up his leg.
You're kidding.
It just crawls up his leg. These things are just everywhere. It goes up his leg. But we're waiting for our dance lessons to start. And it's going to be some old lady, some dance instructor. I think she's flying up
Roz.
Oh, mate. What was her name? I can't remember. It was like Brenda or something, right?
Sure.
She's flying up from Adelaide. But terrible news. Terrible news.
You're kidding.
She did a rat test before she left.
Oh, no.
Positive with COVID.
Ridiculous.
No Brenda. No Brenda. So they literally just went to some lady's house in the town and gone, oh, you used to dance. There's like a photo of her up in the hall. Like she used to dance there like 40 years ago. And she's like, oh yeah, I'll come in and teach. She's never taught before. So what the scenes were in these lessons was like 85 to 90 people just in a hall and her going, do this dance, right? And she does it with like her dance partner for like 20 seconds and goes, all right, music on, now we're going to do it. So it was just 90 of us walking around in a hall having no idea what the fuck we're doing. Because if you remember it from school, the dancing, like nightmare. Like heaps and heaps of steps. We trained for it for like weeks.
We did it weeks. Yeah, for sure.
And like we're doing progressive dances, we're doing individual dances. Me and this guy called Enzo fucking killed it, by the way. Yeah, Enzo was an absolute legend. Shout out to Enzo, made my day. But absolute clusterfuck. And in fact, it was so bad that we didn't actually end up doing them at the dance night. We just did like normal dancing or whatever. We didn't do ballroom because the guy's like, you know what? We tried our best. But, the lady who replaced Brenda, she's no Brenda.
She's no Brenda. But she's no Brenda.
It was a bit of fun. It was good to talk to people.
Yeah, fair enough.
Good to get everybody sick in the room and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But I want to fast forward the whole chunk of the day. We just played cricket, played a bit of Finska, saw some actual cowboys, which was lovely.
Cowboys.
I want to fast forward to the pub. The pub.
So I remember. I was going to let you have a break from speaking there for a sec.
Please.
The pub last time we talked about it.
Yeah.
It's a little small pub.
Think of Red Dog.
Red Dog.
But take out all the tables in the pub.
Yeah. I also remember saying that some guy had to come in and help.
Yep. So this is what I was saying to Josh when I got back.
Sure.
So busy that they just got like people from the town to come in and help out. So the pub can't seat anyone normally, right? There's like a small little room which I think they just put tables in for us.
Yeah, sure.
But they split us over 4 sittings. Like that's how many people there were, and this pub couldn't handle it. So they broke it down to like groups of like 25, right?
That's probably actually it
was pretty good.
Manageable thing.
Yeah, probably. It was like a cafe amount of people.
Yeah, sure.
I also don't think the pub normally does food. So what they did, they just got some old lady with a Bain Marie with like beef, peas, carrots, and a bread roll. Because you've got to have the bread roll.
You got to have the bread roll.
You got to fill up on bread. That's like the rule. Every old person, fill up on bread.
Bread makes you fat?
Yeah. But it's important. Balanced diet.
Yeah, for sure.
Balanced diet. And cover that shit in salt.
Yeah.
I had a fantastic vegetarian lasagna, which was pasta and tomato sauce. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Apparently the pub didn't actually know what a vegetarian was. So they had to explain, because like I'd say over 50% of us were vegetarians, because of course we were.
Because of course.
And yeah. Anyway, it was great. I was just happy to eat something other than...
that's very funny,
I was assuming it was going to be like a Caesar salad, and I'm going to be like, just eat around the bacon, love.
Yeah, that's what we talked about last episode.
That's what I thought it was going to be. But my absolute highlight from this pub, highlight of all highlights, I went into the bathroom, and I knew the bathroom was going to be bad, but I was expecting to have to go outside in a field, and there was like a drop toilet or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But it was actually connected to the building, so that was a huge plus. But I walk in and it's dark. And sometimes in Melbourne that'll happen because it's like motion activated lights.
Yeah. This time because there was no light in the toilet.
There was no light.
Right.
And I open the door. I'm trying to feel for a switch. No switch.
No switch.
There's no switch. And then I hear from this toilet this voice go, yeah, mate. He's definitely a local. Yeah, mate. Bit dark in here, hey. I'm like, yeah, mate. Yeah, nah. Couldn't find the light switch. He's like, I'll tell you what, mate. Piss or shit. I'm like, oh, piss. He's like... He grabs my shoulders. He goes, aim in that direction. So I just kind of put my hand out until I feel a wall, and I go, there must be a urinal somewhere below me.
Well, we'll find.
And I just aim in that direction.
That's very. I just love that. That's a great interaction.
What if I said shit? He's just like, shit in that direction.
Now just go away from me. Get in that corner. And shit to your heart's content.
Shit to your heart's content, mate. Just don't get it on your shoes.
Yeah.
But that was phenomenal. So we did that. We're about 120 Lipton iced teas in at this point, so we're feeling good.
Sure.
We're feeling fantastic. So then we head off to the dance. And boy, oh boy, I cannot stress how wonderful this dance was. To set the scene to everybody, think about kind of like the size like a primary school gym, right? So it's kind of small, maybe like a netball court size.
Yeah, sure.
90 people in there, it packed out, right? Whole bunch of old codgers dressed up like they're going to church, which was wonderful. And this is one of the songs that was playing that's absolutely set the scene for the night.
Yep.
Absolute showstopper, mate.
Yes. That's the music that you
absolutely. That's what you want.
That's the music.
The band was the corrugated ironing boards.
For sure.
They were absolutely ripping it up. They had just people who had been invited and they're like getting up and having a song, right?
All right.
At one point, the band, the guy who was organizing, he plays the trombone.
Yeah.
And he was just marching through the crowd doing a trombone solo. Absolutely phenomenal,
top
right?
Top of the line.
But with all parties that you go to, even house parties or whatever, what's the most important thing, in your opinion, of any party? What's the most important thing at a party? Correct.
Yes.
The communal supper.
That's
the
exactly
communal
what I was going to say.
1 hour before the end of the party.
Of course.
Right? So everybody, apart from us, because we cooked, everyone apart from us had to bring a plate, right?
Oh.
Because you always bring a plate to a dance party, right?
I do actually love the bring a plate thing.
This was phenomenal.
Favorite stuff.
There was a bunch of old codgers who were like waiting in the wings with trestle tables, right? And they were so keen on setting up this supper. The organizer goes, all right, that's the end of set 2, because they organized it in sets. That's the end of set 2. Time for supper. Bro, I'm telling you, within 20 seconds, that shit was set up. I reckon they had like...
It was like one of those movie transitions where it's like...
Oh, yeah, 100%. Mate, there was so much food. I reckon 10% got eaten.
That's
Mate,
nuts.
there was falafel, there was brownies, there was nachos, all which tasted like shit because everyone had made them like 3 days ago.
Yeah, of course.
And then driven to the middle of nowhere.
Driven up to the middle of desert to do it.
That's right. But anyway, that ended up going till pretty late, around like 1 or something. And then there was all the oldies were just fucking smashed out of their minds and exhausted. So they bugged off. But for the youngins, not the guys I drove up with, because I'm older than them, but I'm younger than them at heart. They went to bed at like 11 p.m. But I'm like, I've got to do it for us. I've got to stay to the end for us.
Can we just talk about the funny thing about all of this?
Yes.
Between the two of us, you're not someone that particularly stays up.
No, I go to bed at 10 o'clock.
You're old at heart.
I've got to
don't lie to the audience when you say that.
This is my annual leave.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't have to worry about getting up early.
Cheeky.
I'm going to go for it. And there's word going around that there was an after party at a secret location.
Ooh.
Now, if you're in the middle of Shit Creek, there's no shortage of what the secret location could be. And you know it's all going to be good. I'm thinking it's going to be in a paddock. Some people are like, it's going to be on the tennis courts.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be in like Daryl's farm in a ruin or something. For sure. This outweighed all my expectations. Absolutely blew it away what this was.
Righto.
So there is a CFA shed, right? Where the truck is. And it's a pretty big shed. I think it can fit a truck, which is kind of what you need. Next to that was the old CFA shed.
Yeah,
It was a little bit too small because it was a shipping container.
Oh.
The after party was in a fucking shipping container.
That is good stuff.
Mate,
God damn.
it was phenomenal. So we literally just go into this shipping container.
You're kidding.
Some of these most Darrow blokes I've ever seen in my life were just blasting unce music. I don't even know what you call it, but it was just music just went for like 3 hours, and you just end up feeling
and you're so
it.
just,
Like,
just
it changed
vibing
me.
like this.
Yeah, that's right. We had to go until the clocks turned back. Right,
yeah.
So they were just blasting that just in a shipping container.
That's
I was just thinking, what am I doing? I'm normally in bed like 5 hours ago.
Right.
And I'm sitting here in a shipping container with some guy who's like, looks like he's wearing a mop on his head.
Are you with Enzo still? Is Enzo with you?
Enzo was there. Enzo was there. He was there. He stayed to the end. Me and Enzo stayed to the end.
That's crazy.
One of the most strangest things ever. But what was funny the next morning was waking up and I had checked my watch to see how many steps I'd done.
Yeah.
And I'd almost hit my step goal for the day before I'd even gone to bed. So Pekina, huge win. After all the random substances I inhaled by complete accident in that shipping container, my head was feeling a little bit sore, and that was episode 44 of the Comedians. That was we said at the start, a strange episode, and it was a strange episode.
A lovely episode.
A really story-heavy episode.
Is
that the first time we've done that? Every single spot was a story.
Everything was a story. I went to the Melbourne show.
Yep.
That was everywhere.
That was sounding horrific, lovely. By the way.
It was a lot.
You going to do it again next year?
Honestly, I might.
I was going to say live while you're young, but
I might drag you. They drag you.
Yeah, I'll come next year.
Okay,
unless I'm in the desert, which who knows?
We'll see.
Then I got pulled over by the South Australian Border Force.
Yeah,
I met a guy called Bill.
Oh, we love
I'm convinced
Bill.
his name was Bill. It has to be Bill.
I want to go back and just to meet Bill.
I reckon he'd remember me. I reckon if I went back, he'd be like, "Oh, you're the boy with the 3 kilograms of bolognese."
Oh, you.
And then you got
pulled over
as well.
by PDV.
We're naughty boys.
We're naughty boys.
Bad boys, bad boys.
What you gonna do?
We're actually playing The Boys Light Up as we got pulled over.
I thought you were gonna sing The Boys Are Back in Town.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's a good one.
That's what we play when we rock up to Bill.
Right, true.
And then I tried my best to summarize the craziest day of my life.
The 22-hour day?
It was a 22-hour day. Absolutely bizarre.
Surely.
Whole bunch of things happened. Nearly got killed by a snake.
Crazy.
Nearly got killed by soy milk.
Nearly got killed by the amount of time you spent up.
That's right.
Past your bedtime.
Got 3 hours of sleep. Found amazing. And I can hear something.
I can hear it too.
And I think it's just not my brain being fucked up after Pekina. I think
sounds like the outro music, Jono.
I'm glad you fulfilled me with that. It is
Check
the
out our
outro
social
music.
medias. We don't do much with them, but we try it.
Take your dog for a long walk.
Ah, lovely. See ya.
Bye.